All right, good evening everybody and welcome to day 6 of the September daily coding challenges produced by Edist. My name is Anik, I'm your instructor, and it's been quite a journey. We are on the second last day of our daily challenges, and today we have seen a dynamic programming question. For those of you who are coming in for the first time, let me just remind you that Edist is doing a product-based companies challenge. So that is every day starting on 24th September, we launched a coding challenge at 6 p.m. and students had the time to go ahead, code it, and at 9 p.m. we release the solution, so you can go ahead and actually check out the solution. In fact, all the solutions are on this YouTube channel itself, so just click subscribe so that you get updates on all these kind of activities, and also like the video so that more people can find it. So today is day 6, tomorrow will be day 7, and then stay tuned. We have some really amazing updates coming up for October. Today's question was based on a previously asked question of Facebook. It's called Knapsack. You may have already done this in the form of 01 Knapsack if you've done a little bit of dynamic programming. If you've not, I'll explain it to you today, not the entire dynamic programming, but what you can expect in it. But yeah, we're finally in the F of FANG that we were talking about, the FANG companies. Now we are on the F of it, that's Facebook. And we look at the challenge right away. So to go to the challenge, what you need to do is, let me just open it here. Yeah, click this link that's mentioned here, do click this link. Once you click this link, you'll be asked to fill up your details, and then you can go ahead and start the challenges. This is the challenges, so let's read the challenge and understand. It's a simple, again, it's about knapsack, so I'll just go ahead. We are tasked with filling a knapsack. We want to get the maximum value possible. So you're putting a lot of artifacts in your knapsack, and you want to get the maximum value possible, maximum sum of values possible. And however, each artifact also has some weight, and our knapsack can have a maximum W capacity. So it can't have more than W capacity. We can't stuff more in it than the W capacity. Otherwise, till it's less than W, we can keep stuffing. We can't also use an artifact half. It has to be used fully, as mentioned over here. And yeah, we need to find the maximum value we can store in the knapsack such that the weight is still under the capacity. And if you look at the example given, we have 8 as the maximum capacity of the knapsack. 3 are the artifacts that are possible. One has weight 3, another has weight 4, another has weight 5, and the values are 30, 50 and 60 respectively. So if I had a maximum of 8 as my capacity, well, I could try stuffing in 3 and 4, so that is 7, and the maximum value I'd get out of that is 80. I could try and stuffing 4 and 5, that would be 9, and the maximum value will be 110, but the issue with that is 4 and 5 are 9, which is greater than 8, which is the capacity, so I can't go above 8. I can then do 3 plus 5, which is 8, and I'll get 30 plus 60 as 90. So 90 is the possible, is the maximum possibility that I can have, keeping 8 as the capacity for me, right? So that's the maximum that I can have currently. So this looks pretty much like our 01 knapsack actually, but there are a couple of changes. So let's actually go through it. And if for those of you who are coming here are hearing about 01 knapsack for the first time, let me just explain it to you. Generally speaking, 01 knapsack is the same problem statement. I have a bunch of weights, I have a bunch of values. I want to make sure that I get the maximum possible value, but I'm only allowed to choose a certain number of weight. So if this is a general template for a dynamic programming, where what you're saying is, can I maximize something else, but the constraint is on another variable? I want to maximize value, but the constraint is on weight. Okay. Now the brute force approach of this is generate all the possible weight combinations and find the maximum value that can be achieved. Dynamic programming helps us to not keep going through some combinations that we've already gone through, right? So that's what it helps us with. Generally speaking, this is how you would do it. Dynamic programming for the 01 knapsack, you'll keep all the weights over here, you'll keep all of the values over here, and you'll say, okay, if I had only weight 1, I'm not considering weight 2, weight 3 and all of that. If I had only weight 1, what are all the values that are possible to reach, right? If I had weight 2, what are all the possible values that I can reach, okay? If I had weight 3, what are all the possible values that I can possibly reach, and so on, right? So for each value, we will get what are all the possible values I can reach. Further, what we can do is, when we are generating this table, we can say, to reach that possible value, what is the minimum value, what is the minimum weight also, right? So that's also something we can do, so that we know that we are never going above capacity. Finally, when it comes to the last row will tell us if all of these 5 are available to us, what is the weight required to reach a particular value, what's the minimum weight required to reach that particular value, right? And there are a bunch of tutorials out there on 01 knapsack. I think even we have one. If we don't, you can just go ahead and check. I mean, it's one of the most famous dynamic programming tutorial, and if you would have applied it to this one, you would have got somewhat close but not fully close. The reason is, if you go back to the question, right, the constraints are a little bit dodgy. So what the problem with the constraints is, see, in our columns we will have all of the possible values, right? What are all the values that we have over here? The values we have are, and can range anywhere between 1 and 10 raised to 3, right? So if it's 1 to 10 raised to 3, the issue that we're going to have is there could be 100 values, so we could have 10 raised to 5 columns. That in itself is not a problem, but if we have 10 raised to 5 columns and assume that we have like 100 elements, we'll have the entire order becomes 10 raised to 7, in the sense that we'll have to go through the entire the space complexity becomes 10 raised to 7, which for some reason, for some people might be too much. So depending on your programming language, 10 raised to 7 might be a little bit overboard. In fact, had this n been 1000, so if this n was 1000 over here, then you can definitely not do the approach, because it will go 10 raised to 9, and 10 raised to 9 will be too much as a space complexity. So we have still given it 100. You know, some of you might be able to do it the traditional way, but if this 100 was 1000, you will definitely not be able to do it, and that's the exact problem. So that's why we actually shared this question as well, because you will need to find another way rather than the traditional 01 knapsack. So now the problem, you could still do it this way, but the other better way of doing it, and if you want to save space, would be transform into something else. Instead of I just come back to the slides. So instead of figuring out if I'm given this weight, what is the maximum value that can be reached, we have to flip the question and say, for a given value, what is the minimum weight possible, right? And if we get it for for each value what's the minimum weight possible, then we choose that value which has weight less than equal to w and is maximum, right? I'll explain this in just a bit, but what we are saying is that now we're flipping the problem into, let's not try to figure out what are all the possible values that can happen. Rather, for this value, what is the minimum weight that is possible? And this you can do in a 1D array. You don't need to continuously, although the order pretty much remains the same, but the 1D array is something you can use, and you will not be caught out on space basically. So that's what you can do over here, right? So 1 second. Yeah. So let's look at what the approach would be something like. So let's look at this example, right? So let's assume that this is the example we have, which is we have 3 artifacts. The capacity we have is 8, and what we're saying is the first one has a weight of 2, value is 3, weight of 4, value is 5. From this, just from our mental maths, what we can say is, if we take the values, if we take the weights 2 and 4, right, we'll get a value of 8. Or if we take just weight 8, we'll get value 8. Either case, that should be fine. Let's say this one is, for example, let it be 8 only, right? So what we are saying is capacity is 8. That means we could just take 2 plus 4, or we could take 8 in itself, but we can never take something like 4 and 7 because the capacity is 8. So 11 will be greater than 8. We can't take 2 and 8 because it will be 10 greater than 8, and so on, right? So this is mentally what we have done, but how do we extrapolate this to a problem? So this is the 1D array that we will use for our to store the states of the dynamic programming, right? And this is how it will work. For 0, the minimum weight you require is 0, so that's what it is. These indexes, what they're basically telling us is to reach a particular value, right? So these are all representing the value. How did we get a value of 15? The value of 15 we got by adding all of these. So 3 plus 5 is 8, 8 plus 8 is 16, and 16 plus 1 is 17. So actually we need up to 17 values, not let me just add that 1 second. It's not just 15, it's 17, right? Why is that? Because let's say all of these weights were 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, right? Or 1, 2, 3, 4, it would probably still, or let's say it was all 1, 1, 1, 1, it would still fit in the capacity 8, and the maximum value that we could take would be 17, right? So that's the maximum value that we could take. So the maximum possible value is always the sum of all of the values. So we'll take that, okay, to get to 17, what is the minimum weight required, right? And so we'll try to fill like that, right? And the way we'll fill it is, we'll fill it from behind. So let's say I'm at 17 and I'll pick the first artifact, right? It doesn't matter which order I pick it in, but I'll pick up the first artifact and say, okay, I have this artifact given to me. 1 second. Yeah, so I have this artifact given to me, that is weight is 2, value is 3. it has a value of 3. So what we're basically saying is when I'm at 17, you know, whatever is the value at 14, check out if this one can help you out better. So let's say the value, the minimum weight required to achieve 14, let's say if it was 1, then what we're saying is the minimum weight to reach 17 is either the existing weight that is there or 2 plus 1. 2 is the weight, right? So it will be 3, right? If it was the case, but as this is the first one, we don't really have anything. So all of the weights initially will keep to a very large number, because what we're initially saying is that to reach any value, you can't do it. It's impossible. It's infinity at the start, just at the start, right? Then what we're going to do is for 17, we'll see that, okay, it's either this value, the value that we have right now, or it is 14, whatever the value is at 14 plus 2 we have over here. So whatever the weight is at 14 plus 2, we will get there. But again, since 14 is not filled, we'll keep going back until we reach 2 to reach a value of, until we reach 3. To reach a value of 3, what we'll keep checking is, can we reach 3, whatever it is right now, it is some infinite value, or if we didn't have 3 and we had to add 3. So if we didn't have 3, the value was 0, the weight required was 0. So if we had to add 3, the weight is 2. And the value that we can reach is 3. That's what we are saying over here. So to reach a value of 3, we need a minimum weight of 2 if we have only this artifact, right? Let's go and let's say we have another artifact over here. Again, we start from here and all of them are infinite. But let's say we come to 7 over here, right? When we come to 7, let's come to 10. Okay, so from 17 we came, from 17 we checked with 12 because value is 5 here, right? So 17 we checked with 12. Is it possible to reach 17 from 12? No, it's not. From 16 we checked 11, 15 we checked 10, and so on. We reached 10 we are checking 5. Is it possible to reach 5 as yet? Not really. There's nothing there. We keep coming back. We reach 7, right? When we reach 8, and when we are at 8, what we say is, okay, if the value is 8, right? What I will try to see is whatever is the value at 3, which is 2 over here, whatever the weight is at 2, right? If I add my current weight, which is 4, right, I can reach a value of 8. To reach a value of 8, I require completely 6 as the weight. So to reach a value of 8, I require a weight of 6, right? Let's keep going back, we don't get anything until we reach 5. Again, we see that it's 0 over here. So we add to this weight 4, right? So now if you just take a snapshot of this, what we are basically saying is to reach a value of 3, you need minimum weight 2. To reach a value of 5, you need a minimum weight 4. To reach a value of 8, you need a minimum weight 6. All other combinations are just not possible at the current moment. Okay, great. Now let's pick up the third artifact, right? And the third artifact is 8. When we come to 17, we check 9, nothing doing. When we come to 16, we check 6 and we say, oh, it is possible to reach 16, but what you will require is 6 plus 8, it becomes 14, right? So it becomes 6 plus 8, which will become 14 over here, right? And so to reach 16, what we require is 14 kilo weight. Our capacity is 8, so we'll end up ignoring this one, but yeah, it is possible to reach it using 14 kilo weight. Okay, keep going back. We don't get anything until we reach 13, right? At 13, what we say is, yes, it is possible to reach 13, and you add 4 to it. So yeah, we add 4 to it. So to reach 13, you need a weight of 12. That is 2 plus 4 plus 8. You need a weight of to reach 13, you need a weight of 4 plus 8, 12, because it's only these two, right? It's only artifact number 2 and artifact number 3. Okay. Then with 8, you keep going back. 12, 4, nothing much. 11, 3, yes, it is possible. So for 11, to reach value of 11, we'll add 8 to 2, so it becomes 10. That means to reach a value of 11, I need a weight of 10, which is this, right? I pick the first artifact and the third artifact. This is what I'll get. I come back, 10, 2, nothing, 9, nothing, and I come to 8. When I come to 8, I see that either I could choose only this value 8, right? And my weight would also be 8, so this could be 8, or if we can leave it at 6, what it is. Now, what is our problem statement? We need to find the minimum weight required to reach this value. The minimum weight required to reach this value is 6, so we don't touch it, right? Okay, and then after that it just stops. Then what we can get is for weight of 7. For weight of 7, I check 10 over here. Sorry, for value of 1, not 7. I'm sorry about that. For value of 1, we check for 16, and we said that yeah, it is possible to reach 17, but you'll need a 21 weight, which is true. 2 plus 4 plus 8 plus 7 is nothing but 21, I'm guessing. So 2 plus 4, 6, 6 plus 8, 14, 14 plus 7, 21, correct? So we'll need a weight of 21 to reach a value of 17. When it comes to 16, what we're saying is whatever is at 15 plus 1, there's nothing at 15, so we don't change this. When we come to 15, say whatever value at 14 plus 7, no, it's not the case, so we don't add it, we don't change anything. For 15, for 14 we don't, 14 we do, it will become 12 plus 7, it will become 19. For 13 we don't, for 12 we do, this will become 17. For 11 we don't, 10 we don't change anything, 9 we do change, this will become 13. What this basically means is that you could select 3 plus 5 plus 1, right, and that would give you 9, and the values and the weight required for that would be 2 plus 4 6, 6 plus 7 13. That's exactly what's happening over here, right? So we have for 6, so we don't change it. 7 we don't change. For 6 we can change. Say for value 6 we can make this 4 plus 7 11. So that is to reach a value of 6 you need a minimum weight of 11 itself, and the way you can do that is through taking artifact 2 plus artifact 4, right? 4 doesn't change, this one changes to 9, this doesn't change, this one doesn't really, 2 does it change, 2 but you are needed but to add by 1, which is not possible because 1 we are not had, and for 1 yes we can, it will be 7, right? So for 1 we need a minimum value of 7. So now we filled our entire array, and what we basically did was we always started from the back side and said that okay, with this new artifact what all is possible now, and is that new possibility lesser than my previous possibility? If it was lesser than my previous possibility, only then change, otherwise don't change. So what we're saying is that a pure sum of 2, a pure value of 2 is not possible because 3, 5, 8, 1, none of them will give us a value of 2. Pure value of 7 also not possible from 3, 5, 8, 1. Pure value of 10 is not possible from 3, 5, 8, 1. 15 also is not possible from 3, 5, 8, 1. Otherwise all the values are possible, like 13 is possible by 8 plus 5. 12 is possible by 1 plus 3 plus 8, and so on, right? So that's what we are saying over here. Now in this, these are all the possible values, these are all the possible weights. What we're saying is, keeping weight less than equal to 8, what is the maximum possible value that we can go to? And if we just scan this entire list, what we're going to get is that the maximum possible value I can go to is 8, because the maximum weight required for that is 6, right? The minimum weight required for that is 6. So 6 is less than our capacity 8. So it is possible to fill our knapsack with 8 over here, right? So I hope you understood how we filled this array. If you didn't, just rewind this section and just understand it. It's a straightforward dynamic programming approach if you've done dynamic programming before. And so I'll actually just open up the Edis platform and actually type this out, right, and to show you how you can go about solving this yourself, right? So give me 1 second. Yeah, so I'll do it in Python, and the first line of input is n and w, right? So we have n and w, so that is n comma w. N comma w is equal to list map int input dot split, right? This is what it is. And then after that we are given n values of artifact and weight, right? So what we can do it is, we can say that these are the artifacts is equal to this, it's a list, and for I in range n, we are now going to accept the weight, and the value is equal to list map int input dot split, right? That's what we're going to do, right? So after we've done that, we need to store this as well. What we'll do is we'll say that artifacts dot append, and what we're going to append is actually in the form of an object or a dictionary value, because you can have a list of dictionary, and this is just, you could do it with 2 lists also, but I'm just doing it with 1 dictionary, so that just helps us out, because we know what is the weight and what is the value in that sense. We'll do it like weight and this would be value, right? We appended this, and we need the sum of all the values, right? So we need the sum of all the values. Sum underscore values is equal to 0, right? And sum underscore values plus is equal to value. That is, just add this value again, or we could, instead of doing short form, we'll also do this. So add the value and we will get sum underscore values plus is equal to value. This is what we got. So that is, we are adding all of the values, and which is very important for us because that will be the number of columns in our 1D array that we're going to get, right? So initially, so now let's get a DP array, and we can actually like write it as DP. DP is equal to, we want to keep some very big value, right? So I'll just keep as 10 raised to 12, right, as the possibility, because at worst what will happen, at worst you will have a 10 raised to 9, right, and you're going to have the all possible weights there, and all possible weights would be 10 raised to 9 into 100 is 10 raised to 11. So no, like the sum of weights will never exceed 10 raised to 12. So hence I just kept it as 10 raised to 12. You could also take infinity, that's also possible in Python, but I'm just going with this. Sum underscore values plus 1. So basically I generated a 1D array, which has all 10 raised to 12 as its starting elements, and the number of columns is this, and the only thing we have currently is that DP of 0 is equal to 0. This is very crucial to get it started with. So what we'll do is we'll go through each element. So for I in range artifacts, that's what we're calling it, yeah, artifacts, right? So we'll go through range length of artifacts. We'll go through each of them. As and when each thing is being entered, we will also go through the DP array, right? So for j in range, I'm going to so let's do it one by one, and the way we can do it is current value is equal to artifacts of I of what would this be? Yeah, value, right? So this would be value. That's why this comes in handy. There's a dictionary over here, and current underscore weight is equal to artifacts of I of AIGST weight, right? That's what it is, and artifacts of I of weight is what we get over here. Okay, so we got this. Now for j in range, we're going to start from length of DP minus 1, right? We're going to start from the last element. You can also say that this is sum of values, right? Sum of values also, you can start from there, whichever. I generally prefer len of DP minus 1 because it depends on, this will always make sure that you're not going out of bounds basically. So this is the case. Where do we go? We will go all the way up to current value, right? Minus 1 and minus 1, right? So we'll go only up until the current value part. We'll not go further because I'll just show you my slide so you'll understand better. Okay, so basically, like when we have 7, right, sorry, when we have 8 as the value, I can at best go till 8, right, because that's the thing I'll get. When I go to 7, I will check 7, okay, nothing's there, but I will have to check 7 minus 8, which is beyond this array. So I'll always stick on only up till 8. That's why for the last value, which was 1, we went all the way up till here. But when it's like 3, I stopped at 3 over here. I didn't go further than that. So that's what I'm saying, because after that, there's no point going in the array, going further behind. So what we're doing is we'll go only till current value minus 1 and minus 1. This is how you do it in Python. That is, it's a decrement over here, right? So that is what we'll do. And what we're saying is dp of j is equal to minimum of either whatever the value is currently there, right? Or if I choose this particular artifact, then what will happen? Then I'll say, okay, without this artifact, what's the minimum? So without this artifact, what's the minimum? Where would it be? It would again be in this array only, which would be dpj minus current underscore value, right? Whatever is the minimum there. But now I'm choosing this current artifact, so I'll be current underscore weight, right? So remove this j minus current value. So remove this value, remove whatever the current value is, so that of this element over here, and add the new weight over there, right? That is what we get. And this is the DP condition. This is what we call as a recurrence relation in the DP, right? Now once this array is filled, simply what we have to do is answer is equal to 0. What you'll do is for I in range DP, right, or length of DP rather, length of dp. What we're going to do is, if dp of I is less than or equal to w, that is the total capacity of our knapsack, then answer is equal to I. So we want to go till the maximum possible value possible, right? That's what the indexes of this dp array are, till the maximum index possible, where the dp of I is less than or equal to w. So answer will be equal to I. When this finishes, it will be at that position which is the highest value, and dpi was less than or equal to w over there, right? Let me just print answer, and this would be our answer. Let's run and see if we made some mistakes. Yeah, we did. Value in, yeah, okay, got it. So we've probably made a syntax error here. So this is at weight and value. Yeah, we didn't give a comma over here. That was the issue. We have not given a comma. Okay, now the test cases have passed, and yeah, submitting passes all of the test cases as well, right? So again, in spirit of our daily challenges, just to show you how simple it is, this entire code is not longer than 30 lines. All of our codes have roughly been 30 lines. Maybe the trees code yesterday, the Google question, router hacking, was a little bit higher, but apart from that, all of the questions are under 30 lines, which tells you that first of all, the heart of this question was just in this line, right? If you figure out this, then everything else makes sense. And what this tells you, that these are short codes, tells you that it really doesn't matter the length of the code, as long as you get the logic. So these are not super difficult questions in terms of implementation. They are difficult in terms of getting the logic. Once you get the logic, the implementation becomes super easy. So you need a lot of practice for this, and do stay tuned. We are launching our own advanced algorithms data structures course. If you are interested, you can sign up for that one. Let us know in the comments below. And just a recap of this particular question, it was that we are trying to get the minimum the minimum weight for each value, and that is exactly what we did over here. And then we finally choose that value whose minimum weight still falls under our capacity, right? And that's what we did finally. So yeah, that's mainly it for today's question, which was knapsack. That is day number 6. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you still have any doubts or questions, feel free to reach out to us at team@edis.com. we are more than happy to help. This marks the end of day 6. Tomorrow is day 7. It's the last day, and hopefully we'll be announcing some winners also tomorrow. Thanks everybody for joining today. It's been great to have you, and stay tuned for some more exciting announcements coming up in October. Stay safe everybody. Thank you for joining, and all the best.